live, or at least we should be live. So the very first thing I'm going to say is anyone who is out there who is receiving this, maybe shoot me a quick remind message or an email or send smoke screens up in Dover and let me know so that we're actually live on the web and that it's working. So we're just going to wait a few minutes to make sure people get on, make sure that everybody's ready to go before we get started. So I will use this time to ask awkward questions of all of our honored guests here. So, Mr. Carrick, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Breakfast this morning consisted of a cup of coffee. That's all I had for breakfast. That's unusual. I usually have more than that, but today it was just coffee to get me rolling.
Well, the messages are streaming in, but the very first one that I got, that goes to Grace Nolan. Says, I can see you guys. Madison Crawford says, it's live. Hannah Wells says, I can see ya, Mr. Red. Grace Wenzel, you are live. Garrett Wassam, yeah, it's working. Page family on. The Arbogast says, we can hear. We can hear, but can you see? So, oh, I see a Hirschberger on. Very good. All right. Well, that's enough. That's enough for me. But first, I have to ask more awkward questions. Let's ask one to Aaron Hoffman because he's muted. But I do like that little picture of him doing a backbend there. It's a nice frozen moment in time. Mr. Hoffman, let's see. An awkward question for you. Did you miss me when I didn't get to see you delivering the yard sign? Was that a sad moment for you?
Yeah, that was a bummer. I literally left for like 15 minutes that entire day. Mm-hmm. And that was the like exact time that you came in.
If it makes you feel any better, I did wait 1 block away with with my specs, and I just waited for you to go. So no, I'm just kidding. But I did get to talk to your mom and your dad through your fancy doorbell. He was talking to me from far away, so that's good. So I see Lucas Marsh over here has got quite the hairdo. So Lucas, have you been letting that go up? Are you going for more of an updo here?
I might as well at this point. I mean, it's been like 3 months since I got a haircut, and I was like so happy I got it. I had to make sure that at least the sides were, cut. So a very minimal amount.
I tried to comb mine, but see, if I just pull up like this, it just goes straight up. So very good. And last, we have President Gigax. So Bradley, the question I have for you is, what am I seeing in the background up there? Is that are those plants? Is that something green up there?
Yeah, they're decorative fake plants.
Oh, they're fake. I never would have known.
Right. I'll show you.
Or known. Oh, perfect. He's bringing us in.
100% plastic.
They look perfectly real. So, okay, I'm seeing lots of messages that we are good to go. So without further ado, folks, we are going to kick off our 2020 Dover Band virtual banquet. I assume all of you are sitting at home in your pajamas, eating pie, and just ready for this to be a great experience. I did enjoy seeing all those votes flood in for the superlatives. They were super fun. And the only thing that I'm sad about is that you all didn't get chances to vote on for me for best hairdo, because obviously got all this wonderful hair going up here, and best beard, because I feel like I could have run away with that now that I've had time to get it growing. So the first thing here on my list is we're going to give out our big awards. Obviously they can't accept them in person. Those of you that win these large awards are actually our plaques and little statuettes that go along with them. But we have your addresses, and we know where you are. We will find you, and we'll get them to you. We haven't had them engraved yet because Dumont does the engraving, and they're actually not open right now. So they look great. They're just not engraved, but we will get them engraved. So I'm going to do the first one, and this is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. Before I award this, I do want to say that we have a Louis Armstrong Jazz Award winner in the band, because last year's winner was Justin Peters, who won that as a junior, which is a very rare feat. So if you know Justin, now's the time to text him congrats on being last year's winner. But we do have a new winner this year. and it is going to a senior this year. And what we look for in this award is we're looking for somebody that is a leader in the ensemble, that's not afraid to step up and go for it, and is generally making that ensemble better. We did have one person we felt like rose to the top for that this year, and definite leader in their section. Was really helpful actually with passing out parts, and we had a lot of people that were new to that section this year, and he was super helpful with all of them. Was never afraid to share and never afraid to help out some of the younger freshmen that were coming up in the section. And we're also very proud that this young man is going to be majoring in music in the fall. So if you know Logan Page, make sure to maybe text him a quick congratulations. And I see Lucas is over there and Mr. Carrick giving some applause, and Aaron is stoically doing a back bend. He's been holding it for really long, Logan. So that's a special congratulations to you. We are really proud of you. And we'll get that statuette to you at some point when we're allowed to maybe do a handshake or a high five. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Carrick, who will award the 2020 Patrick Gilmore Award.
It's always my pleasure to give the Patrick Gilmore Award, and it is something that we really take seriously, and that we're really just honored to give Patrick Gilmore, not quite as well known as John Philip Sousa, except for people that are really into band, realize that if there wouldn't have been Patrick Gilmore, there probably wouldn't have been John Philip Sousa. Patrick Gilmore's nickname actually was the father of the American band. So all things band related, and that's Patrick S. Gilmore rides right to the top. We're very pleased this year to give the Patrick Gilmore Award to Lauren Yoder. So I wanted to let you know, if you have her texting information, go ahead and text her. But I just want to talk for a quick second about why we chose Lauren. I was chatting about this with Mr. Red, and we have so many great senior musicians that honestly could have gotten this award. But as we were talking, I said, Lauren just has done a tremendous job over the course of her 4 years here in band. Not only did she really step up as a majorette this year, but also while a majorette, her playing, man alive, playing the oboe, just tremendous playing. And honestly, I know the symphonic band didn't get a chance to perform whole first suite, but or second suite. Yeah, I'm sorry about second suite. But a lot of the reason why that was chosen was because of the slow movement and that amazing oboe solo. And you know what? You don't program that if you don't have someone that's able to do it. I know that sometimes as a band director, you pick music based on, are we going to be able to do it? And I know just from talking with Mr. Red that was never a concern in his mind. And honestly, it was kind of this is going to be so good, because he knew what a great musician. So congratulations, Lauren. We're so proud of you. And again, we'll get that stuff to you once it's engraved, and we'll give you a handshake and a high five and all that stuff. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Red for the John Philip Sousa Award.
Congrats, Lauren. Make sure if you guys have Lauren's information to send her a quick congrats while we're live streaming this. So we're very proud of you. Obviously, the name John Philip Sousa is synonymous with a band. If you have been in band with Mr. Carrick or me, and you have because you're here, you know that we would not have our modern American bands if it were not for bandmasters like Patrick Gilmore and John Philip Sousa. And so the Instrumentalist magazine is actually a periodical that goes out to music teachers and alike, and they're the one that sponsors this. And I think it's great that we put John Philip Sousa's name on this. Mr. Carrick and I are proud recipients of this award at West Holmes High School as well. I love the fact that our band votes on this, and they have never gotten it wrong. They select a musician that is of the highest caliber. I think one of the interesting things about this year's voting is that it was split among very, very many well-deserving applicants, but we only give out one, and that's how that goes. So if you didn't get this, just know that we are very proud of this year's senior class. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Mr. David Maxwell, who was the top vote getter. We can give him a quick round of applause panel over here for being this year's recipient, and make sure to send David some congratulations while this is going on. David comes from a very musical family, and both of his parents are musicians. All of his older siblings, some of you were in band with some of them, and it's really kind of an amazing thing. He's the youngest one in the family, but certainly worked hard in his own right and didn't just rest on that I come from a family of musicians, has worked hard to perfect his craft. And as a percussionist, you have to not just be a great snare drummer, you have to be able to be a great timpanist. And, David has taken timpani solos, and you have to be a great mallet player. David takes mallet solos, and he's done incredibly well all around. In fact, I think he took 3 solos this year to solo an ensemble, and did very well on all of them. David is a consummate musician, and it's so much fun to watch him making music, because you can tell that all that hard work that's going on up there to make it great. Such a tasteful percussionist and a well-rounded musician, because we see him not only performing with the marching band, symphonic band, section leader, obviously in the marching band, but also just an amazing set drum player in both the jazz band and the steel band. And that's no easy feat to be great at that. And David is great at that. That's a skill that takes lots and lots of hard work. I also have it on good authority that David's going to be going to Walsh, and he's going to study with very great percussionist, Mr. Tom Robley, in the fall, who's the timpanist for the Tuscarawas Philharmonic. And it's neat to see that David formed that relationship with him over the last several years, and he's going to continue that in his studies in college. So, band, you did a great job in selecting this year's 2020 John Philip Sousa Band Award. Again, congratulations, David Maxwell. You earned it. All right, folks. So that was our big awards, and that took us about 6 minutes. So this thing's flying right by. You should be on your second entree by now. We're going to turn things over. Mr. Carrick and I are going to sit back for a while and let the super fun part of the banquet happen, and that is our superlatives. So without further ado, this is your president, Bradley Gigax, and your vice president, Mr. Lucas Marsh. Take it away, guys.
All right. So this year, unfortunately, we had to vote from home, but we got all of your votes in. So we're going to announce the 2019-2020 band superlative winners. So first off, we have the biggest drama queen / king, and that goes to Claire Lenhart and David Finnell.
All right. Now, the king and queen of most talkative. The awards go to Lee Arbogast and David Finnell.
The 2019-2020 biggest flirts of the Dover Band are Laura Sexton and Sam Worst.
The 2020 award winners of Best Eyes go to Gwen McCurry and Noah Carnes.
All right. The 2 most annoying people to Mr. Red were Claire Lenhart and Sam Hitchcock.
I thought Mr. Carrick might have made it into that one. No? All right.
No.
See, I like this virtual banquet part. I can sit and monologue while they're up there. Now, Mr. Carrick, make a note. I want a microphone at my seat next year for the banquet. Make a note of that.
All righty. And now on to the director's pets, Hannah Wells and Sam Worst.
Our favorite section leaders were Hannah Wells and David Maxwell.
Our favorite freshmen were Elena Carrick and Josh Haverfield.
Oh, both trumpets. Our favorite sophomores were Michaela Royer and Jacob Murphy.
Our favorite juniors were Hannah Wells and Sam Worst.
And our favorite seniors were Gwen McCurry and David Maxwell.
And on to the one that everyone wants to know, worst drivers, Grace Nolan and Ryan Kaiser.
And our favorite band couple, Riley Graziani and Jacob Murphy.
And on to friends till the end.
Hold on. There's band couples? No, that's not. No. Take that one out for next year.
Now on to friends till the end. Lucas Marsh and Justin Peters.
I feel like that was rigged.
Wasn't.
All right. Our best dancers were Michaela Royer and Aaron Hoffman.
Most clumsy, Claire Lenhart and Bradley, can you say that one?
Karen Eady. You don't.
Oh, I wasn't.
I would like.
Sorry.
I want all of the percussionists on the count of 3 in your homes to scream Theron. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Theron. They all get that and they know what's going on. Sorry about that, Theron.
How could you forget Theron?
I'm
okay,
sorry.
so our most gullible were Lee Arbogast and Sam Hitchcock.
Our most likely to be late is Sammy Greer and Ryan Kaiser.
And our most sarcastic were Stephanie Miller and Aaron Hoffman.
Biggest heartthrobs, Laura Sexton and Sam Worst.
And our best musicians were Hannah Wells and David Maxwell.
Most quiet, Julia Swope and Wyatt Blackwell.
Our most involved were Hannah Wells and David Maxwell.
Best personality, Riley Peters and David Maxwell.
The best hair was to Gwen McCurry.
Whoa. You had to wait on that one. You didn't. Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, we swapped out best hair for men to a new one because this was actually enabled according to our dress code this year.
What's that? What was the award called?
It's called Best Beard.
What's that, Mr. Carrick? Eat it. See that? Right there.
Hey, how many months did that take?
You're getting there, man. All it took was shutting down the entirety of the United States of America, and you finally have a shadow to show for it.
I shaved on March 12th, 2020. So here we go. And I'm not going to shave until I get to see the band again. So I might be a Yeti by then. We'll see. All right. But apparently I am ineligible to win. So Bradley, who was our best beard?
That goes to Lucas.
Hello. But you did get a vote.
I did get a vote. Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you.
And then our second to last category was biggest gamers, which goes to Bree Best and Nathan Regari. And then this one's my personal favorite type of rock, and that goes to Metamorphic because he's shown he can take the pressure, and one day I think he'll be a diamond. So thank you, Metamorphic. Woo! All right, those are our superlatives. So I'm going to hand it off to Mr. Carrick for the next portion of our banquet.
Thanks, guys, and thanks again to all of you at home that are streaming this. Thanks for voting on these. It is fun every year to kind of see what you guys come up with and who you choose to honor, and it's just I'm glad we do that. Was really glad we're able to still do that even this year here, even though we're virtual, but that's okay. This is the time that Mr. Red and I get an opportunity to say great things about you. And band, we really did not end the year the way we were looking to, and it's unprecedented. This is my 19th banquet here with the band, and this is the first time that I've not been able to enjoy pie while it's just, I'm gonna have to eat some when I go upstairs a little bit later, but it is one of those things that you look forward to, getting to honor your accomplishments. So I hope that it's been an opportunity for you to have a little fun and to see that we really, that we are still together, even though that we're apart. I just want to talk for a second to the seniors. Thank you so much for the leadership that you've shown over the last 4 years. You really have developed into some really good leaders throughout all of the entire sections. And that is not something that just happens by getting older. It happens by putting in the work. A lot of people think that just because you're a senior, you get to be a leader. And honestly, that's not really how it goes. The reason that people rise to leadership positions is because they listen and they watch and they take in good and the bad, and then they form their own path, and they're great examples for those around. And I've seen that happen time and again from you seniors. One of the great things that I love about the job that I get to do is some of you I can remember back to 5th grade when you first started on your instrument. And some of you joined in 6th grade, right? And some of you all along the way, we picked up some people, and some people dropped away, but those that stayed added in some others, and you became the senior class that you are now. I love that about my job, but also that's the thing that's so much of a bummer about my job, is that now we have this 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. We have this 8-year history, and I'm used to seeing you guys all the time, and now it's like, but that's what's supposed to happen. And I think that's a great thing to remember, is that even though we don't get to see each other as much anymore, that does not take away the fact that we become such an important part of each other's lives all along the way. Alrighty. So I want you to really remember that as you go. Remember that you're one of those alumni. You get to look back at the band and you get to say, remember when I was in band, remember my senior year, blah blah blah, and all this. So I want to encourage you with just a couple things that way. Number one, remember the times that you had in band. And I say the times because we had good times and we had struggling times as well. This time right now, unprecedented as it is, was a struggling time, and I want to encourage you to make the most of it by rising to a new challenge. But number two, I want you to be a forever encourager of the band. Right? As alumni, the band really looks up to you, and I would really love it if you would be one of those alumni that continues to tell the band, hey, we're so proud of the work that you're doing. I know that meant a lot to you guys, thinking back to the centennial year when the alumni came and spoke those truths into you. And I want to encourage you to be that kind of an alumni for the bands that are coming up behind you. We're so very proud of you and proud of your accomplishments. And for those that are freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, we are so excited to launch into whatever this next season holds for us. It will probably look a little different. Things will change. A lot of things will stay the same. But here's what I know to be true: that in Dover, the band is important, and it always will be. And we will be there for you, and you'll be there for us. So thank you so much, seniors. Awesome work. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Red.
So first, I want to talk to our current freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and remind you that this is not normal, and it's a disappointing way to end the year. But it's been so nice to get messages back and forth with you, and I've now gotten a chance to see a lot of you just with instrument returns, and this is not normal. But I keep telling my own kids that because they think that this is going to last forever, and I have to keep reminding them that it's not. We are so lucky to live in an age where we can do what we're doing right now, to live stream a Google Meet that I will later upload to YouTube. We're very lucky to at least get a chance to get together and just share some time and to laugh at all those fun superlatives and to celebrate our senior class. And we will be back. And when we're back, it's going to be great. And I don't know what that's going to look like, and I don't know when that's going to be, but we will be ready. We'll be ready when that happens, and we'll hit the ground running, and it's going to be awesome. We missed out on some stuff this year, but I also like to see it as an opportunity because you will have some great stories to tell about the spring of 2020, and could you even imagine what happened? So I look forward to seeing all of you again very soon. As of right now, band is still off through June 30th, and we'll be making announcements, and we'll be seeing all of you hopefully in July, and we'll hit the ground running, and it'll be great. I want to talk to this year's graduated seniors who have all gotten a chance to cross the new stage of New Dover High School and get their moment and accept their diplomas. We are so proud of you. And 31 seniors, and so strong as musicians and as leaders. And it's, I always have nice things to say about a senior class because you're wonderful people, and you wouldn't still be there if you weren't. You put in all that time and invested all that energy, and we're so proud of you. But your class is special. Musically special is number one that comes to mind. I had so much fun this year putting music in front of you that I knew that you could do, and to watch you just knock it out of the park. It was a really good ride. And the night of our band concert, when our band concert should have been, I sat down and I listened to recordings of some of that music, and just got a little teary-eyed because I was just thinking about what a great concert that was going to be. And that's because of your leadership. There is talent in your class, and that comes through hard work and dedication. And I know that you guys set out to make this band better every year. And if you're an underclassman, I challenge you to meet this year's class. Meet this year's class so that we don't lose any talent, because you're going to step up and you're going to fill those shoes. Okay? Step up and fill those shoes. one of my favorite parts about graduation, and that was the other part, is that I'm always working at graduation. You all know this because you've been in graduation band, but it's also so much fun to watch you cross that stage and get your diploma. And I was really sad that I didn't get to do that live. I'm looking forward to this Friday when we get to see it. But the other fun part is you step across and you are officially graduates of Dover High School, and you come over and hang out with the band when it's done. And we get to share hugs and high fives and congratulations and pictures. And we didn't get to do any of that this year. So my challenge to you is, when this is lifted and when we are no longer socially distant, you know what time practice is. You know, if we're in the summer, it's 8 to noon. And you know that if it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's 2:15 right at Crater Stadium in the fall. And when you're able, we want you to come back. And I know Mr. Carrick and I both want to get that chance to see you and congratulate you in person on becoming an alum of Dover High School. It's a big deal. And, other teachers don't get to put the amount of time in that we are so lucky to get to see you all the way down there, 10, 11, 12 years old, and now graduating and stepping out into the big world. The other thing I want to challenge you is that I hope that this is not the last time that you've made music with other people. Whether it is majoring in music, and if you do that, it's awesome, or just being a musician that plays in a community band or starts your own band, or plays in college, go to Ohio State and play in the pep band that plays at hockey games. It doesn't matter. Make music and continue to do that, because it's an important part of who you are. And I don't want you to get 20 years down the road and go, oh man, I used to play the trombone. No, you play the trombone, if you play the trombone, but you know what I mean. So keep making music. It's a worthwhile endeavor, and someday you can encourage your own kids to make music, because you know what a great thing that it was for you. So we are so proud of you, and I miss you guys. I just miss you all the time, and can't wait to see you and see what you guys go out and do. You have our contact info. Keep us in the loop. Let us know what's going on. Okay. So congratulations, class of 2020. I made that without crying, and we're really going to miss you. So enough blathering for me. I'm going to turn it over now for the super fun end. Mr. Hoffman has been working hard on putting together the end of the year video. And if this works, he's going to, while I'm talking, put his computer in presentation mode, and he's going to pull up the end of the year video, and then he's going to be able to play. Oh, something's happening. And he's going to be able to play that. And you're going to be able to see it. So here's what happens, folks, whenever, oh yes, turn that quality up. When this is over, our virtual banquet will be finished, and it'll take a little while for the Google Drive to process the video, and then I will upload it to YouTube. So if somebody who's in the band didn't get a chance to see it, make sure you follow me on YouTube. If you don't, just search for my name on YouTube, or Dover Marching Tornadoes is an easy way to find that too. And I will put the entire banquet video up. So without further ado, have a great rest of your season. I don't even know what I'm doing. Have a great rest of your year, and take care, folks. We miss you all. Here's our end of year video.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
Well, I'm here. Sun is shining. Ow, my eyes. I'm over here. There's a lot of people over there, and yeah, we have cookies though, so.
Cookies! First day of band camp, how do you feel?
Awesome.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
I feel great.
I feel awesome. First day of band camp. Hi, Mom.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
Great, just wonderful. It's really good.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
I feel great. It's a little cold, which is surprising.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
Yes, you fucking
Well, considering it's 7:54 in the morning, not good.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
I'm still constipated.
First day of band camp, how do you feel?
Great. Couldn't be better, actually.
All right, so we are finished. If all of my partners in crime here that helped us out can end every Google Meet as we end every Google Meet with the awkward waving. So we'll say bye to everybody as I stop the live stream. Thanks so much. Stay safe and be well.